Hey, what's up? This is Todd Smith and I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about Roland and how they've currently taken over my workflow, my studio, and my setup for my upcoming album. Now, just because all my other gear has kind of stepped to the side right now doesn't mean I've sold anything. I will be introducing all the other pieces as I expand my inputs. So how did modern Roland gear take over my current studio? It all started with somebody donating the JDXi to my channel. I've only had a few synths sent over to me, and the JDXi is one of those synths that somebody was like, hey, I don't use this anymore, you might use it, and shipped it my way. Sure enough, I fell in love with the JDXi right away. It really made me miss the groove box, something I haven't had for a very long time, and I would say the closest thing I've ever had to that recently was Core Gadget on the iPad. So the free JDXi, which is currently in the setup, really motivated me to buy my first Roland piece in a very long time, and that was the MC707.
Introduce a little anarchy.
That very much scratched the groove box itch. But when it comes down to a central brain for your setup within groove box format, I think the 707 was the best choice I could have made. I really love how the real-time and step editing is done within the whole entire machine, and I have a good hold on the setup, even though I learn something new on the 707 pretty much every single day. It's a really deep device. Granted, it is a menu dive. So that is the weak point of the 707 that started to make me really kind of think about something like the Juno X. was already thinking about a master keyboard from this company, and then the Juno X came out, and it was pretty much an insta buy for me. A few days after it was announced, the Juno X was in pre-order, and I was waiting for my brand new keyboard. When the Juno X arrived, I was completely blown away by the sound itself. The built-in presets, a massive step up from the 707 and the XI. In that front end control that I didn't have on the 707. Then having a whole new workflow with the iArp setup, which honestly I'm still getting used to and learning my vibe with, but it has tons of potential. That classic Juno look, and you can tap into the classic Juno vibe very easily. At that point, the Juno X really started to take over the control of synth sounds. I'd be using the 707 purely for the internal recording, sending it out to the Juno X and applying the MIDI as I need. After a few weeks, I really realized that I liked using the 707 as a drum machine, sampler, step recording, real-time recording, and I was doing all my editing and all my sounds on the Juno X. And this is about the time I started to think about the concept of the JDXA. Going full circle, buying the bigger brother of the smaller sibling XI, which really started this whole kind of modern Roland setup in a sense. And the main reason I went with the XA is because it had so many parts. You had 8 parts that you could assign and layer in any which way you want. On the Juno X, you are limited to 5, one which is a drum machine, where the XA has no dedicated drums and all 8 parts are dedicated to synth parts. So between the XA and the Juno X, at that point I could be using 0 internal sounds from the 707 and beyond just one Hive unit all kind of recording together. When you separate them and play them individually, they each have their own strengths, their own recording style. Endless ways you can really hook these up, loop them together, create a live set, find motivation from. So when you see me jamming out in an all one brand studio for the next few months, you kind of know how I got there right now. really am loving the recallability, the saving aspect of all the parameters, all the sounds, and overall, the most important part, I'm loving the sounds I'm getting from this combo. So we're going to keep pushing down this road. Thank you so much for all the motivation, guys, support of this channel. And as always, stay positive, stay creative, support each other, and peace.